Hi, I'm Bill from CJ Pony Parts. Before we get started with today's installation, we're going to tell you a little bit about the unique Boss 302 we're going to be working on. This car is owned by Tony, who's one of the organizers at Rally North America, a group that sponsors charity rallies all over the country. We're proud at CJ's to be saying we've been involved with them since the very beginning. Tony, how did Rally North America get started?
Well, the catalyst for Rally North America, there's a lot of car rallies out there. There's a lot of different events that are out there, but we didn't feel there was something out there for the common person. So you have some really high dollar events out there that are $20,000 to $30,000.
Which most people can't afford to do something like that.
Right. So your average car person, that's something that's kind of out of their range. So we wanted to put something together that would allow the person that likes to drive their car to be able to participate in something in a similar type of event.
And how many rallies have you organized so far?
This is our 5th year. This is our 7th event. So we've run 7 events, and our events kind of run as like a scavenger hunt. They're set up so that each day you're going to know where you're going to start and you're going to know where you're going to finish, but you're not going to know the things in between.
And how many teams normally take part? I mean, I've been on a few of them myself.
Right. Yeah.
How many teams do you usually end up with?
Pretty much every year, somewhere between 70 and 80. So we may start out with 75 cars. There's always a little bit of attrition because we're dealing with the mechanicals. You know, people have problems, people have to drop out for one reason or another, but typically 70 to 80.
And this year's rally, what is the charity you're supporting this year?
The charity we're working with this year is the Accelerated Cure Project for Multiple Sclerosis. They're one of the few charities in the country that emphasize looking for a cure for multiple sclerosis. So there's nothing on the support side, but everything's
based on finding the cure.
Right. It's based on enabling researchers out there the tools that they need to go out and find a cure for multiple sclerosis.
Okay. And what are we doing in your Boss today? What is it in here for?
We're going to add a Borla system to it, so it's a catback system. I've got the Ford exhaust with the side pipes on it, which is, it's a nice system, but I actually have an issue with, because I have a lift in my house, and those side exhausts kind of get in the way of the lift. So the jack points are kind of right there, and I know one of these days I'm going to crush
one. So
go
something a little more aggressive, put the Borla system in, it'll fit the car a little bit nicer and be able to
I'd rather have the noise coming out the back than out my side windows.
Sounds good. Let's take a look at the system we're going to install.
Okay, very good.
For Tony's Boss, we're going with Borla's S-Type True Catback System. Includes an X-pipe to replace the factory H-pipe, mandrel-bent tailpipes, and a set of Borla S-Type mufflers with 4.5-inch tips. The entire system is mandrel-bent, made of 300 series aircraft quality stainless steel. I'll give you a before clip of the factory exhaust, which still sounds pretty good on the Boss. Not a bad sound at all. We're definitely expecting something more aggressive with our Borla. For this installation, need a lift or a jack and jack stands, 3/8 ratchet or impact gun, 15mm deep socket, 13mm deep socket, 1/4-inch ratchet, 13mm shallow socket, 8mm socket, 7mm socket, 15mm wrench, mallet, exhaust donut removal tool, and safety glasses. The Borla system is going to replace everything basically from here back. So where the catalytic converter goes into the factory H-pipe, the X-pipe's going to mount here and replace everything. In the case of our Boss 302, it also has the side pipes here, which we're going to be doing away with our Borla installation. Just like a normal install though, the first step is to loosen up the mufflers and disconnect the tailpipes. Disconnect the tailpipes from our H-pipe, loosen these 4 nuts right here. Okay, now we'll loosen up our mufflers. Separate the muffler here. Then want to smack with a rubber mallet just to get everything loosened up. There we go. Remove it. To remove the muffler, you start with the rear hanger. Now we'll start disconnecting the side pipes. Again, this is only going to be found on the Boss Mustangs. Your standard GT wouldn't have that. If you do like the side pipes, Borla does make a system that allows you to retain these. Now remove the bracket over on the side by the rocker to remove the pipe. The last step is to remove the factory H-pipe from the factory catalytic converters. There's two 13mm bolts up here you have to loosen. These can be a little harder to get to, but you can get them off and disconnect the pipe. Before we begin the installation, Borla provides these protective heat sleeves. You're going to go over the fuel vapor line. So we're going to remove that first and install this before we begin installing the pipes. Start by removing the retaining bolt for the clip. You follow the vapor line down to the tank. There's a little plastic clip. Just push both sides of the clip and you can remove the vapor line. I'm going to carefully remove the factory zip tie. Kind of push against this plastic tab and pull. I'll slide the new sleeve on. And reattach the zip tie. We'll reattach the vapor line and reinstall the clip. For the driver's side, the sleeve is going to go right here. So we're going to start by removing this clamp from the filler hose. Slide the sleeve over the rubber side of the hose. Push it pretty far down. Install the clamp and then reconnect the hose. Now slide the sleeve over, right of clamp, right into place. And right there. I'm going to start by removing the two factory clamps off the H-pipe you removed and put them back into place on the pipes from the catalytic converters. You're going to install the flared extension pieces into the front of the new Borla X pipe and loosely place a clamp over it. Put our X pipe up into place. Going to lubricate the hanger holes, make it a little easier to get the hangers through. I'm going to grab the clamp from your factory muffler and put your Borla muffler up into place. Just going to protect the tip while I make some adjustments. Slide the factory band clamp over the X pipe and put our tailpipe up into place. You can put the nuts back on the factory clamp. Again, everything loosely at this point. You don't want to tighten anything down until we're finished. Now make sure the tailpipe is situated properly in the clamp for the muffler. Factory clamp in place and we can tighten it down. Now we can tighten up the front clamp. Now tighten up the factory band clamp. repeat the process on the other side. You want to adjust the tips to get them where you want them. You can actually loosen the muffler from the tailpipe. That'll allow you to twist a little bit. If you need more, you can actually loosen up the tailpipe where it connects to your X-pipe. That'll give you full movement, get them lined up where you want them in your bumper. Now let's see how our Borla S-Type sounds. Definitely sounds good. It's a lot more aggressive sounding in the stock system. The Borla S-Type sound great and give the boss a nice aggressive tone to go with the aggressive looks. Tony should be all set for the CJ Pony Parts Rally US 50 this summer.
Hey, outstanding, thanks Bill. And if anyone's interested in coming along with us, we do have spots available. There's about 4 or 5 spots at this time. If you're interested, we've got 4 racetracks lined up. All our checkpoints are either going to be scenic or historic. If you like to drive your car and you want something that you're going to remember pretty much for the rest of your life, go to rallynorthamerica.com or our Facebook page, which is Rally North America.
Installation on the system should take you less than 2 hours. You'll be back on the road in no time.